What's good, everybody? It's your boy Darius, and I'm back with another episode of Forgotten Thought. I want to thank y'all for being here. In today's episode, we're going over woke versus awakened. So, I want to talk a little bit about what woke is and what it was, and what awakening is nowadays. So, let's get right into it. So, when it comes to the whole woke versus awakened conversation or subject for me, when I first came into this whole idea of woke versus awakened, you know, I took them both as the same thing. I thought being woke and being awakened was the same thing. It was synonymous with each other. But come to find out later on down the line, they're two completely, well, not completely, but two different things. One is much deeper than the other. So when it comes to woke, I want to just give a little quick definition. So when you first look up the definition of woke, it's part of awake. So it's part of being awake anyway. So when it comes to woke, woke is the adjective derived from African American vernacular English, meaning alert to racial prejudice and discrimination. Beginning in the 2000s, it came to encompass a broader awareness of social inequalities and inequalities such as sexism, and that's Wikipedia. So if we go to Oxford, for woke, it's aware of social and political issues, especially racism. This word is often used in disapproving ways by people who think that some other people are too easily upset about these issues or talk too much about them in a way that does not change anything. So basically those are the two definitions. So when you look them up, those two definitions. So for me, when it comes to being woke, quote unquote woke, I came into it as, okay, I'm woke now. I understand. I'm woke now, but when I come into this wokeness, I start to understand that things aren't always fair. Um, Black people still have it hard. A lot of people still have it hard, but Black people especially, because I come from a Black community and I see it firsthand. So Black people are going through things, and it's not fair, and there's really, nothing we can do about it but have awareness and speak up about it and, fight the good fight or whatever. But when it comes to awakening, awakening was more of like a spiritual thing. And it also encompassed the social prejudice and being aware of all that. So when I first came into it, it was an awakening for me. First came the spirituality aspect. The spirituality aspect because I started to understand veganism. I started to see what was happening to the animals and how the animals' energy can affect you, and how the animals have spirits, which I never took into account before. Hold on one second. And how these things can play a role on your soul and your energy and your life. And I just started to realize, like, hold on, this is a little bit too much for these animals to be going through, and I don't really want to be putting these animals in my body like that. Like, I'm starting to understand that. So I started to understand that. Then I started to get into the aspect of like what the government may be hiding from us. So I started to look into conspiracy theories and starting to research that and aliens and Bigfoot and all the crazy conspiracy theories that's out there, which led me into, my search for God and what the original creator is and how it affects us and what my plan and what I'm here for, what its plan was for me. So I started to get into different religions. I started to look at Christianity. I started to question Christianity. I started to look at Buddhism, Taoism, um, different, just a whole bunch of different religions. Dang it, I can't really bring them all to my head right now. But I started looking at all these different religions and started to see that they all connected. And from that search, I went into my um, ancient history. So basically looking at ancient history and the oldest history and oldest stories that we have that we know of that scientists can date. So I went into started looking at that, and basically all of that encompassed like my spiritual awakening, like what I call awakening, and understanding that God, the creator, source, prime, put us all here for a reason. We're all here for one reason that we may not ultimately know at the very moment, but we'll eventually figure out, basically. So that was my awakening, was because at first I was like, okay, get a job, work 9 to 5, start a family, and just live my life day to day, and on the weekends have fun and party. But when it came to the spiritual awakening, I started to understand, okay, let me look at myself on a deeper level and who I really am. Let me question what I do. Let me question how I act towards people, how people may react to me. Let me start to make these incremental adjustments to my personality so that I could be a better person to the people around me. At first, I didn't care about none of that. I didn't give a shit. I didn't take any to that account. I was just out here living, la-da-da-da-da-da-da, bouncing around, doing whatever. But then when it came to the spiritual awakening, it gave me like a focus for my life and for my journey and for who I am. And I'm still figuring it out. I'm only 31 years old. I'm still trying to get it together and figure out what to do with my life and who I am and where I belong in this world. Where I belong in this world. And it's day by day. It takes time. It's no rush. You know, but that's what I encompass my spiritual awakening as, like realizing like I'm more than just this person that's supposed to be working, eating, sleeping, shitting, working, eating, sleeping, shitting, working, eating, sleeping, shitting. Like I'm more than that. I have an obligation to the world, for real, for real. I have to change the world around me if I want better. I have to do better. So I started to understand that I had to get out here and do more for my community and more for my people, even when I don't want to. It took a lot for me to get up and do this podcast. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't want to. I'm not in a really good place right now. My head's getting to me, and just been trying to figure out a lot within myself, and asking for guidance from the Creator, from God, whoever's out there listening to me, whoever has my best interest. You can't just call anything in. You gotta call in what's best for you and who has your best interest at heart, and honestly feel that way about it. So yeah, I feel like woke is a term that has been hijacked and taken over, and it's being run into the ground by the bad people. No, seriously though, woke is a term that's been hijacked. It was used for pointing out racial injustices, and now it's used as a term to condemn people who speak out. And I feel like that needs to change, and I feel like it needs to be, separated from awakening. When you speak about awakening, I don't want people to look at you like you're crazy and, oh, you're just against the government and blah, blah, blah. No, awakening is more of a spiritual sense, more of a calming of the soul. And it gets hectic. People think awakening is all roses and daffodils, crystals and incense and burning sage, when it's really a lot deeper than that. That's not even honestly crystals and sage and stuff like that. It's really not. It only has the power that you give to it at the end of the day. Your power is within you. All the power comes from you. You are the power. You are created in the image of the Creator, of the chosen ones, of the higher ones. You are an image of them and you are them at the same time. It's a conundrum. It's supposed to be like that. Like everything in life. Excuse the dog, but that's all I wanted to come on here and speak about was the 1 second. One announcement I want to make is that I might be transitioning to a bi-weekly episode status so that I can give you guys better content, not rushed, longer episodes, and more thought out podcasts. And I'm also thinking about expanding and getting a co-host and getting a nice little setup and being on camera, things like that. So I'm working on it, man. I still do appreciate y'all tuning in and checking out what I am doing. And even giving me the updates. I appreciate everybody that's been reaching out, giving me updates on the podcast and how they feel about it. And I take all criticism, positive and negative. Whatever you got for me, leave a comment, like, subscribe, share it. If you hate it, share it to people that you might think gonna hate me. Share it to them too. I don't care. I love it. But yeah, I love the comments. Appreciate y'all, man. And thank you for tuning in. Again, this is Darius at Forgotten Thoughts. Appreciate y'all for tuning in for this episode 5, I think we hit. So yeah, we're there. So let's continue to keep growing and getting bigger and bigger, man. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Have a good weekend. Peace. Hold on. Don't go nowhere just yet. Check out my new track I just made, Wandering Souls, coming up right now.
You still got time? Come on, get up. Come on. We gotta go right now. What are you waiting for? You don't have time to look back. Come on, get up. Let's go right now. If you don't wanna go right now, I don't know what to tell you. Come on, we gotta go. Let's go, come on.